All right, did not participate was Hatcher, knee. Limited was Keenan Robinson, shoulder, Culliver, knee. D. Hall, toe. Trenton Robinson, hamstring, which was today. And then Chris Baker, ankle and rib. Everybody else was full.
Jay, what is the biggest challenge in facing a quarterback like Cam Newton, who's got a powerful arm, obviously, and can also run the ball?
Well, it's a great challenge all across the board. You know, not only stopping the run for Jonathan Stewart, who's a heck of a back. You got a heck of a tight end in Olsen. You got a great speed in Ted Ginn, but then you have a quarterback that can not only keep the ball in the zone reads, but run between the tackles on the powers and the play actions off of them. Mike Shula's doing an outstanding job of that offense, and very tough to stop all across the board. But you got to be really gap secure in your defense, and you got to be sound at the back end, like every week. But this week's a little bit different with the threat of him running the ball as often as he does. Not only designed runs, but the quarterback scrambles.
Talking about those scrambles and just kind of the improvising, on third downs, he seems to be particularly dangerous on the ground. I think he has 32 rushing first downs.
Yeah, he can fall down and get 2 yards. You know, he's 6'11". You know, he's something to deal with now. And you know, he's playing. You can make a case for him for MVP right now. You know, he's playing like it. He's got their teams in great position to win at the end of games, and he's making plays in key situations at the goal line, third down, like you say. So he's playing at a very high level.
Oh, okay. What's your level of optimism about Keenan being available? Can you say, should he not be, where does that leave you?
You know what? We'll just have to gauge it on a day-to-day basis like all these guys.
Excuse me. You guys, from last year, probably one of your greatest areas of improvement has been on third down conversions. Are you doing anything vastly different, or is this just a matter of kind of perfecting, you know, over a couple of years what you do?
Well, I think when you convert on third down, a lot of things have to happen. One, you have to be a makeable third downs. We have not been in a lot of third down and 10+. Last year it seems like we were in 3 or 4 a game. This year they're more third down in 2 to 7 area, which we've been pretty good at. In order to convert those, you know, you have to have good solid protection. Obviously the routes have to be clean and receivers got to make plays, but ultimately it's up to Kirk finding the open guy and delivering it on time and accurately. So for the most part, knock on wood, we have been pretty good on third down. There is room for improvement there, but been happy with our progress in that area.
In particular, Kirk's numbers have increased, his percentage, yards per attempt, just about everything. Have you just, is that just an area of growth that's going to happen naturally as he gets more experience?
Yeah, you hope so. You hope so. And with the level of comfort with the people around him, too, and the plays, the progressions, where to go with the football, obviously, who's running what route, how he likes to throw it with anticipation. You know, all that comes with experience, reading coverages, moving in the pocket. All that is experience related, and the more he gets, the better he should get.
Jay, in October, you guys went up against one good run defense after another. I think 3 of the 4 games were 3 of the top run defenses in the league. Carolina does it a little differently. Their pass defense is really, really good. What makes them so difficult to throw the ball against?
Well, they have 2 excellent corners. Norman's playing like a Pro Bowler, you know, maybe Defensive Player of the Year with his numbers, his ability to see the quarterback. Obviously, Peanut Tillman is a very experienced guy back there. And then their linebackers can cover a lot of ground. Their pass rush is effective. So they got a great combination where they can mix in their man coverage with their zone coverage and play a lot of different kind of zones, variations off of it, keep a quarterback guessing. It gives their defensive line time to get home. They have enough nuisance blitzes to keep you honest and bring pressure. But for the most part, they have linebackers that can run and cover, and they have excellent corners on the outside.
Does having Robert as a guy who's run a lot of read option help you prepare for what Cam might do with that and some of the ball handling things in terms of the scout team this week?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, he's doing some of that, which is good. But, you know, to emulate a guy that's 6'6", 265 pounds is a little bit different. But, you know, with some of his own read packages, they've seen a little bit with Kirk and Robert, which is helpful. And then, obviously, Robert's excellent at that. So we will use him effectively in that area.
And then specifically, what challenge does a quarterback who can run power-type plays present in terms of them having another blocker? And then obviously, as you've already mentioned how Cam is huge and tackling him is difficult. But specifically the X's and O's of a quarterback power-type play.
Well, that's it. You know, instead of having the quarterback hand the ball off, now he's a runner. You get an extra block in there, whether it's a running back or you read an end instead of blocking them. It just puts the numbers back in your favor offensively. It's a simple math equation, you know. So they're very effective with what they do, and they are very diverse in what they do in the running game. They're very sound in what they do. They can run a lot of powers with Jonathan Stewart, the read options, reverses. They do a little bit of everything. Like I said, Mike Shula's done a great job there with calling plays and keeping teams off balance, but those are the ones that get you, man, those quarterback runs. But Jonathan's, he's doing also very good with the ball in his hand.
Jay, having played New England a couple weeks ago, undefeated team on their home turf, the team didn't play its best game. Are there any ways that maybe you can look at this game playing the Panthers, undefeated team on their home turf? Is there maybe some ways you can look at what you can do maybe preparation-wise where they're not caught up in the moment?
Yeah, it's a great challenge. We haven't been very effective on the road this year. We go to the Giants, we lay an egg early. We played at the New York Jets and played a good first half and laid an egg in the third quarter. And obviously New England, we didn't play our best football there. So we have a lot of games that we can look back on and say, why did this happen on the road? But we have to treat this as another game. We're a developing football team. We're a different team than we were 2 weeks ago. We're a different team than we were Sunday. So we just got to continue to develop and do what we do best, and have the confidence that we can show up and play good on the road. That's the biggest thing.
Coach, defensively last week, holding the Saints to 14 points. How do you bottle that up and keep this thing going momentum-wise defensively?
Yeah, just got to keep going, keep flying at the football. They had 14 points with 9:52 to go in the second quarter. So it a shutout of New Orleans Saints offense. That with that caliber of offense and quarterback and offensive scheme there, it says a lot about our defense and how far they've come and how far they're still got to go. But we're happy with their progression. But now it's just a matter of following it up, making sure we're good, sound, fundamentally tackly and fundamentally sound in the secondary, and just continue to fly around to the ball. I thought our pursuit was outstanding against New Orleans. They hit us on a couple screens, but they were not huge plays because of our backside pursuit, our front side pursuit. Our tackling was sound also, and that's something that we have to maintain on a week-to-week basis for us to have a chance.
Could you see a difference just in their confidence level going out to practice today because of what happened Sunday?
Yeah, a little bit. He's starting to grow. We know, the effort was great today. I had a couple little skirmishes out there, which is good to see every now and then. But the intensity level is rising. You can see it, the confidence, intensity, all that, which is good. We got to keep that up. There's no room, there's no time for us to become stagnant in our approach or become lackadaisical when we go out to practice. And luckily, so far, that hasn't been an issue.
Follow-up, Coach, on the different team from 2 weeks ago. Can you expand on what you mean by that? And a little bit of what Keim was asking, is it more mental, too, about everyone starting to really believe and having something to play for this late in the season?
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with that. And then when you have a game like you had against New Orleans, now expectation levels rise, and how we handle the expectation levels for this football team and this organization, and understanding what it takes to win football games, and then showing the proof on a Sunday afternoon. Man, it's great to see. So now the ability to keep that going, maintain that level that we expect and we demand, we'll have to wait and see how we do on Sunday. But anytime you play, we have so many young players playing, veterans even playing for the first time. You can just see us starting to gel a little bit more than we were 2 weeks ago and we were last week. I think they're playing with more confidence, understanding schemes better, route concepts, blocking schemes, all that. Just playing with a little bit more confidence and more knowledge of what they're doing, so now they can play faster.
Jay, somewhat related to that too, for you, 4 wins last year, 4 wins already this year. What has changed? What has been the biggest approach difference maybe in the way you're feeling things personally? How do you look at the way that things have gone this year? And for you, does it kind of take the weight off, take pressure off? Is it any easier at all for you?
No, every year is a different year. Obviously, every week's a different week. We're just trying to focus on Carolina, not look back at what happened last year. We're just trying to grow from a week-to-week basis and get better and better as the season progresses. We've got a different football team in here than we had last year. A lot of different faces, rookies, veterans, different leadership. So our approach is different a little bit. But overall, man, I like where we're at, where we're going. It's just a matter of building this thing and continue to try to find a consistent approach to our Sunday afternoons. And so far, 4 and 5 is not great, but it's in a good position where we're competing for the division title. And now we still just have to go out and finish the last 7 games.
Jay, one of the stories from Carolina's game last week was Cam and the near fight in the end zone after he's dancing. I'm just curious if you talked to your guys at all, saying, hey, this guy's probably going to make some plays and he's probably going to celebrate afterwards. Keep your head and make sure that he doesn't get into your guys' heads and get them off their game mentally.
Yeah, we'll go through all that. Cam is an exciting player to watch, and sometimes I like to tune in on the television, see what he does on end zone celebrations, to be honest with you, just as long as it's not against us. But we have to keep our heads, man. He will make some plays, very similar to, all the great players in the National Football League that you're facing on a week-to-week basis. Those guys are going to make a few plays. And, we just have to deal with them, play with class, and go from there. Thanks, Coach. Yep.